So dear friends, as we know that we are doing synthesis, my synthesis series is going on, and in synthesis we are doing complex sentences by using adverb clause. And today we'll see that how can we add two or more than two simple sentences to make one complex sentence by using adverb clause of comparison. Okay? Now watch my previous videos where I have taught about adverb clause of place, time, condition, purpose, and today I'm going to teach you adverb clause of comparison, which is divided into two parts. So this adverb clause of comparison, it has two parts. First is subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree. It means quantity. Second is subordinating adverb clause of comparison of manners, which means ways. Okay. So today we will know about subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree or quantity, and in my next video we will learn about subordinating adverb clause of comparison of manners. Okay. Now, before we starting with subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree, let's talk something about complex sentence first. You know very well that in complex sentence we have one principal clause and more than one, it may be 1, 2, 3 or 4 subordinating clause. Okay. So subordinating clause always depends on principal clause for its meaning. Okay, or for their meaning if more than two is there. Okay, so there are three subordinating clause. They are noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. So in my previous videos we have done noun clause, adjective clause, and now we are doing adverb clause. That how can we add two or more than two simple sentences by using adverb clause. So today we will do how can we add two or more than two simple sentences by using adverb clause of comparison of degree. Okay. And remember one more thing, that subordinate clause always depends on principal clause for its meaning. They have no value if they are not connected with the principal clause. Okay. So if they are connected with the principal clause, they give the right meaning. And subordinate clause, it can come in the beginning of a sentence, it can come at the end of a sentence. It means you can put principal clause in the beginning of a sentence, or you can put subordinate clause at the beginning of a sentence. So if we are keeping subordinate clause at the beginning of a sentence, we need to put a comma after it, and then we will add principal clause. Okay, now leave those things. Let's come to this thing, subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree. Today we will know about it. So let's first see that what are those conjunctions which are used in adverb clause of comparison of degree. Okay. Now we'll know there are three conjunctions, or you can say these are three connectives which are used to connect add principal clause from subordinate clause. Okay, so as, so as and than, these are very common. These three conjunctions or connectives are very common in adverb clause of comparison of degree. So as, so as, than. First we talk about as. This is called relative adverb, and so as is also called relative adverb. Then we have third number, this is called than. Than is actually, it is a conjunction. Now as can be used for both affirmative and negative sentences. But if we talk about so as, remember that so as can be used only for negative sentences. Okay. And then we have than. We'll talk later about it. Okay. First let's see these as and so as relative adverb. Now one thing you must note that these as and so as, in between these, group of conjunction or connective, we put a word, and that word must be either adjective or adverb. Okay, we need to put a word in between these two connective, like as good as. We can write it like this. Let me come to this side. As good as. Okay, so what we do that, either we will put an adjective or an adverb in between these two conjunctions. Okay, now one more thing I would like to tell about as and so as, that they are used in positive degree. Well, you know it very well that there are 3 degrees of comparison. You must have, you have been learning it since your childhood, that there are 3 degrees of comparison. We will know about it later in any other video. I will make some other video where I'll tell you in detail about them. So they are positive degree. Let me write. They are positive degree. And then we have comparative degree. And then third one is superlative degree. So we know it better that there are 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative and superlative degree. Okay. So positive degree, it means, when we say, let me write to this side so that it becomes clear to you. If we take an adjective good, this is, used in positive degree. Then we take the comparative degree, this is better. Okay, this is called comparative degree. And then if we write best, so good, better and best. Best is called superlative degree. So today we'll know about positive degree and comparative degree. We have nothing to do with this superlative degree. We'll know about it when we will learn, separately about degree of comparison. Okay, so you don't need to know about it. So we will know about this positive and comparative degree. So remember that this as and so as, it always, these conjunction or connective is used for positive degree. As for affirmative and negative both, for both sentences. But so as is used for only, negative sentences. Okay. Then we have than. Than is used for comparative degree. Okay. Now, if than is used for comparative degree, it means for this one. Now we'll talk more about than. First, let's know and give some examples, so that you can understand in a better way. I'll need to tell more about than, so later on I'm doing it. First, let's understand it with some examples, that how can we use these, as and so as to connect subordinate clause from principal clause. So here on the board I've written 2 sentences. First we'll see that how can we add 2 sentences by using as and so as to. Okay. So first let's see this sentence. Tom can speak English fluently. Okay, I repeat. Tom can speak English fluently. Number 2 sentence. No one can speak English so fluently. Okay. Now, first, let's see that there's a comparison between Tom and no one. Okay. Tom and no one. It means that Tom can speak very good English and no any other person, not any other person can speak so good as Tom. It means Tom is very good in English. So, in this sentence, we find that here fluently, this word is an adverb. Okay. And this fluently adverb is modifying this verb speak. Tom can speak English fluently. So we see that this is an adverb. Fluently, it is an adverb, and this adverb is modifying this verb speak. So what we'll do that, we will put this adverb fluently between as and as conjunction or connective, or between so and as connective. As I told you right now that, as and as, between these conjunction we always put either adjective or adverb. So now what we'll do that, since we see that this second sentence is showing comparison, no one can speak English so fluently, isn't it? So what we'll do that, first we'll write the second sentence which is showing comparison. No one can speak English, and then we will put this fluently between as and as. So no one can speak English as fluently as Tom does. Okay. Now you will say, ma'am, why you have written does? Actually, I have written does because does means this speak. Already we have mentioned this verb speak, so just to avoid the repetition, I have written here does. Okay. So instead of does, you can write speak to. So no one can speak English as fluently as Tom speaks. You can write like this, or you can write no one can speak English as fluently as Tom does. Does means, Tom speaks. Okay. It is the, in place of speak, I have written does. And you can also write this sentence like, no one can speak English so fluently as Tom does. So we have covered these two conjunctions like as, and so as. So we can make it so also. Since we see that, this sentence is negative, and as I told you that so can be used for negative sentences and as can be used for negative and affirmative both. So no one can speak English so fluently as Tom does. No one can speak English as fluently as Tom does. Okay. Now I have made this, after connecting these two sentences, it has become a complex sentence by using this positive, connective or positive conjunction as, and so as. Okay. No one can speak English so fluently as Tom does. Okay. So fluently as Tom does, or as fluently as Tom does. So we have principal clause, no one can speak English, this is principal clause, and so fluently as Tom does, or as fluently as Tom does, this is subordinating, adverb clause of comparison of degree. Okay. Now let's see, I hope you understood it well, that how does this conjunction or connective as, and so as works. Now let's see how does the conjunction than, THAN, it works, to connect two sentences to make a complex sentence. Now we have second conjunction, that is than. Okay. Than is used in comparative degree. Okay. As we know that as, and so as is used for positive degree, than is used to connect comparative degrees. Okay. Now it can be used in two ways. Either before it we use more than this, more than that, more, or we use second form of the comparative degree, which is like this. I'm writing on the board. Second form of comparative degree. Either we use more, like she is more beautiful, or we use lighter, cheaper, better. This is the second form of the degree of comparison. Okay. Okay, like light, lighter, lightest, cheap, cheaper, cheapest. Cheap is positive degrees, adjective. Then we have cheaper. This is the second form, comparative degree. And third, cheapest. Good, better, best. So in two ways we can use than conjunction. Either we use more before it, or what we do, more beautiful than, okay, lighter, cheaper, better. So second form of the comparative degree. So when do we use more and when do we use the second form of the comparative degree? Let's know. First, if your sentence, if your words is polysyllabic. Polysyllabic means, it means it has more than one syllable. Syllable means, sound. Like if we say beautiful. Beautiful is made of three syllable. Beautiful. Okay. So it has three syllable. And since it is more than one syllable in it, we will call it polysyllabic words. So if I'm giving another example like intelligent. Intelligent. It has three syllable. So it is also called polysyllabic word. So if the word is polysyllabic, we will use more before it. Okay. But if the word is monosyllabic. Monosyllabic means only one syllable you get, one sound, that is light or cheap or better, okay, or good, sorry, not better. So light, cheap, better, here we find these are the monosyllabic word. It means it has only one syllable. So if words are monosyllabic, we use second form of the verb. We make it light to lighter, cheap to cheaper, good to better, okay. But if sound is of polysyllabic, we use more beautiful, more intelligent, like this, okay. I hope you got it. Now I'm giving examples. So here I've taken two examples, the same example which we use for earlier conjunction, as and so as. So than conjunction. Now we'll see that how can we add these two sentences by using than conjunction. So Tom can speak English fluently. Here fluently is a polysyllabic word because it is made of three syllable, fluently. So that is why we need to use more before it, okay. Are you getting my point now? So we will use more before it. Now what we'll do that, we will take the second sentence which is showing comparison. So we'll write it like this. No one can speak more fluently, because instead of so we'll write more. So it will become like this. No one can speak English more fluently than, we are using conjunction than, Tom. Okay. Now it has become a complex sentence. No one can speak English more fluently than Tom. And we have principal clause. No one can speak English. Still here we have principal clause. More fluently than Tom. This is subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree. And this fluently adverb is modifying the verb speak in the principal clause. Okay. Now let's see more examples, to make the things, clear. So here in this sentence, two sentences are here. We'll show that how can we add these two sentences to make one complex sentence by using this conjunction than. Okay. I study hard. This is first sentence. Second sentence, you must study harder. I study hard. You must study harder. It means that I study hard, but you need to put more effort into it. It means that you are not studying hard and you need to put more effort into it, more practice into it, more hard work into it. So, I study hard, you must study harder. Okay. So, since second sentence is showing comparison, okay, it means that I study hard and you must study harder. It's making comparison that I study hard, so you must study harder because I am working hard and you must work hard, than me. So it's showing comparison. So what we will do that, we'll start like this. You must study harder. We'll repeat this sentence only. You must study harder. Then I'm putting this conjunction, then I do. So here we see that, after writing this sentence, you must study harder, we are putting conjunction then I, because comparison between you and I, so we must write I, and here I've written do. Why I've written do? Because just to avoid the repetition of work hard. Okay, so you can write hard also. So you must study harder than I do. Okay, it means that I study. So now you must study harder. Till here we have P clause, principal clause, and since it is P clause, and now then I do, sorry, I'm pronouncing it then I do. It means this is subordinate clause, okay, that subordinate adverb clause of comparison of degree, and these, this subordinate clause is, it is connected with this principal clause, and now it has become a complex sentence. Hope you got it. And now let's do one more example too. So here I've taken two examples. First, John is actually very intelligent. So we know that here in first sentence we are not comparing anyone. We are just talking about the quality of John, that he is very intelligent. John is actually very intelligent, and in second sentence he does not look so intelligent. Okay. So what we'll do that, John is actually very intelligent, he does not look so intelligent. So we can add these two sentences by using as, and so as. So it would be like this, that John does not look, we'll take the second sentence, John does not look as intelligent. Before this intelligent, verb, what we'll do that, we will put as, and so as. So John does not look as intelligent as he is, or we can write John does not look so intelligent as he is. He is means, we're talking about he, John, and is means here intelligent. So we are not repeating the word intelligent. So that is why I'm writing over here he is. So it has become John does not look as intelligent as he is, or John does not look so intelligent as he is. Both of the sentences we can write by using both the conjunctions, okay, as, and so as. And if we want to make it comparative degree, or we want to compare these two sentences, that he actually very intelligent but he doesn't look so intelligent, we can use than conjunction also. So it would be John is more intelligent. So why we have used more here? Because intelligent is a polysyllabic word, intelligent. So that is why we have used more before it. John is more intelligent than he looks. Okay, then we have using this conjunction than, and than he looks. So from here we have P clause, and this is, subordinating adverb clause of comparison of degree, which is a connective with this principal clause to make it a complex sentence. So hope you enjoyed today's video and you could understand it well. I want you to give some comment in the comment box, so that, giving some examples so that I can understand that you have understood it well. Okay. So soon I'm coming with my next video on adverb clause. Okay.